Leicester Till I Die TV. Watch and subscribe on YouTube and listen on your podcast platform.
Oh, Matt Elliott here.
Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV
For all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels.
for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
Back of the net.
It didn't happen in 49, 61, 63 or 69 when they reached the final. But the class of 2021 have delivered. Leicester City are FA Cup winners at last and are history makers at Wembley.
A modern day football miracle. They have blown their rivals away. They have blown us all away in truth. Premier League champions 2016. The amazing Leicester City.
Till I Die TV. Your first choice for everything Leicester City. Tune in and join in now.
And now, here's your host.
Right, Chris.
All right there, how the devil are we? Welcome back. It's sloppy seconds time. And do you know what I love? Do you know what I love about this show more than anything? I mean, we've got some good guests coming in, regular guests that are going to be doing this show. But what I love most about it is that intro showing us winning the Premier League and showing the FA Cup win. Of course, we've got an Arsenal fan that joins us every week. And it just reminds him what it's like to win. It really does. He's going to kill me. He's going to kill me. This is Leicester Till I Die TV. Thanks a lot for watching. If you are watching on YouTube, brilliant. Thank you so much. And don't forget to do that. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. We are nearly up to the 1.2, so that would be great. Hit those likes and smash the notification bell so you never miss one of the shows. And if you're listening on podcast platform and listen to us back, thank you very much for listening. We're on all the main podcast platforms and smart speakers. Just ask your smart speaker to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die. You remember those days, don't you, Anthony, when you won things?
Yeah, I do. I just want to say on that intro, that season that you won the league, that should have been us. That was the season when Arsene Wenger did something very stupid, and we wanted Suarez from Liverpool, and he put 40 million and £1 at the end. That was when it had to be over 40 million, so we thought he'd put the odd £1 at the end, being a twat, instead of putting an extra million to speak to the man. Do you know what I mean? So, but then again, we could have won the league that season.
Well, you know, have you heard of Elle Macpherson?
Yes, I have.
I could have married her. I was never going to, but I could have. And
yeah,
I think there was about as much possibility that season. You were too busy arguing with Spurs that season, weren't you? Anyway,
oh, we was.
You were talking about someone who does know what it's like to win more recently than either of us, to be fair. Doug, good evening, sir. The Liverpool fan. How the devil are you?
Yeah, good. I've had quite a busy day, it has to be said. We actually had our minister come over to talk about the marriage service for me and Rebecca in July. So it's been a very, very busy day, and I paid off our honeymoon today as well. So it's been a very productive day. But I hope you are both well as well.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. My one bit of advice as a 61-year-old man with 4 kids, with your marriage coming up, is don't do it. You've still got time to walk away. I mean, you marry her now. She's young, she's beautiful, and Anthony will tell you she'll end up old and farting in the bed at you.
Oh, well, This is true, but I just want to say to Doug, congratulations, and they'll be all right. And then maybe the signs of pitter patters of feet later on.
Can you imagine a little dog? Can you imagine a little dog? It's so cute, won't it?
Well, me too. I'm a dad of 4. I'm a dad of 4 anyway, so I know what that's like.
Your telly broke down as well, did you?
Boys are more easier than girls, definitely.
I would say that. But I've got 2 of each. And that's hard to say these days with there being so many options available for people. But you may have had. Did you go through 4 births, Anthony?
Sorry?
Did you go through 4 births with 4 children? I think it all came individually.
Yeah.
No. Mine, I only had to do it 3 times because one of mine, I had 2 for the price of 1. A buy 1 get 1 free offer on the girl.
Right, yeah. I know that, yeah.
I tell you what, that is the weirdest thing because you had to have a cesarean, and the first 2 were sort of the normal birth, and the woman at the end, I'm at the the head end, if you like, I don't like blood and guts, and the nurse at the other end, and she's having a normal conversation with me, and I'm like, this is the weirdest, most surreal thing going. But anyway, let's not talk about cesareans and birth too much. Anthony, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at my name, Anthony Herbert, somewhere here. And then you can also find me on social media platforms, streaming platforms, I should say. Dugout Daily, Football United TV, SVT TV, and also Leicester Till I Die. # now no longer a virgin.
Well, you're back for the second time. You must have enjoyed the first one.
Well, I think it's my 3rd or 4th time on your show now. So
It is. I'm a sucker. Well, it's because, like I say, I know with Arsenal at the moment we can lord it over you, but so I'm running out of people I can do that with. Doug, welcome along. Say congratulations coming in there from Mike for you as well.
Thank you, Mike.
How can people find you?
Yeah, right there, the Dugout Football channel. I always get that bit wrong because I never know where to point. So there's my YouTube, the Dugout Football channel. My Twitter handle is Enrod_1992. Instagram is Douglas.Horn, and I'm on Facebook at Douglas James Horn.
Yeah, and if you didn't get a chance to write all that down, and you will be being tested on it later, the links are in the description below on the YouTube channel. Well, let's get straight into it. I mean, this time last week, we were looking at possibly having, all 3 European trophies with a English name on it, and it's not going to happen, unfortunately. So we'll start with you, Doug, because obviously we'll look at the Champions League first. That's what you get if you finish in the top 4, Anthony. Okay, don't she's gonna hate me. So the Champions League.
You've only been in it once. You've only been in it once.
Yeah, but I was much more recently than you. Don't get me started. Will be nice for the rest of the season. First of all, Doug, thank you so much for beating Villarreal. You know my feelings towards them. Yeah. They had you worried, though, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. The worst possible start to go 1-0 down. And you know what? They caught us off guard. The first goal was lovely play. Capu into Bully Dia, who I've obviously known from the AFCON. He is an absolute danger man and scored a very, very good goal. And yeah, the surprise score in the second one, Coquelin. Leaping up for a header, which was very, very good. But second half, we bring on Diaz for Diogo Jota and just instantly like that changed the game completely. And if we're talking about January signings, Luis Diaz has to be up there for one of the best January signings, I think, ever. He has made such a big impact as well. But we have to say, the goalkeeper for Villarreal, Geronimo Rulli, oh dear. Awful. Absolutely awful. He literally gift wrapped the 3 goals. The first one, he lets Fabinho's shot go straight through him. Basically, it's just through his legs. The second one, he should save the header. Palms onto the net. And then the third one, Sadio Mane is onside in his own half, really is coming out to the halfway line almost, and Mane goes straight past him, trickles it into the net. So for as much as you can see, Villarreal were very, very good in the first half. Second half was completely different when Luis Diaz came on.
Yeah, as he made all the difference. And of course, you know about bad goalkeepers in Champions League games, don't you?
I certainly do, yes.
Thankfully for you, I can't remember his name, but
Loris Karius.
That's the one. That's the one. Well, I got it out of you. Well, as good as it was for you, maybe you were talking about this in the show before, just briefly, you blinked in the Premier League at the weekend, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I said to you, and I think I said to Anthony, that I think the Spurs game was the hardest game left for us. And fair play to them. Conte went out with a game plan to stifle Liverpool, to hit them on the counter, and they did that to a perfect tee. They played really, really well. And yes, I know we dominate possession. I know we had more shots on goal. But to be fair, they had probably had the better of the clear-cut chances. Winks had a header that he should do better. Højbjerg hit the post as well. I think Bergwijn misses an open goal as well. So fair play to Spurs, and it keeps them in the race for top 4, just to go into Thursday's massive North London derby. For a North London derby in memory to be that big, I think this is the biggest in a long, long time.
Well, talking of said North London derby, and before we come on to Man City, Arsenal fan Anthony, I mean, I said a month or so ago, I said 4th place is Arsenal's to lose. And I think you then decided to take me literally, because you did do your best to lose it. But you've come back, and let's be honest with you, 3rd isn't out the realms of possibility for Arsenal now.
No, it's not. No, obviously, depending on what goes on in the games, to be honest with you. Obviously, as you know, this Thursday we've got Tottenham, North London derby. There are some Arsenal fans out there thinking positives that, they are thinking that we can beat Tottenham. Personally, myself, it's a derby. Anything can happen, So, and it's one of the toughest games that Arsenal gets to play in the league. So, in my opinion, I think it's going to be a draw. I think it'd be a draw. But it's like what I said. If it's a draw, that game, I think we'll most probably cement 4th place there. Then our next game is Newcastle. I mean, they haven't really got nothing to play for. They've been playing well. They've survived. That was the main thing. And obviously losing to Man City 5-0 on the weekend, that was that was a bit of a downer for them. But listen, I mean, they've done their job and they survived. So that's our next game. Most probably we can go on to beat Newcastle. And then our last game is Everton. But I don't think we'll send Everton down, even if we do beat them, to be honest with you.
Anthony, yeah. Are you actually looking at Chelsea now, potentially to overtake them?
You're
only a point behind them.
We're only a point behind them, yeah. It's like what I said. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would like to finish 3rd. I would like to finish above Chelsea. But I mean, the way Chelsea are playing at the weekend, obviously they managed to scrape a draw from Wolves. To be honest with you, because we didn't think that was coming. It was a pretty shock because you would have favoured Chelsea over Wolves slightly. But yeah, I feel that I feel that we can most probably go on in. Reach 4th, but depending on the teams that Chelsea's got left this season. So, I mean, anything can happen. I mean, they're not the Chelsea now is like what we know. But, I mean, the only thing they've got to go on now is against yourselves in the FA Cup final, which obviously that's the only trophy they can win. But they'll definitely be up for that one. But
I mean, the thing is, like I predicted at the start of the season that my actual top 4, but believe it or not, was actually Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Tottenham. And then Chelsea in 5th place. I actually had Chelsea 5th. So what could potentially be happening was the prediction I had at the beginning of the season, which is mental.
If that comes off, I'll be ringing you up for the lottery numbers.
Yeah.
But we then, I mean, first of all, and we've spoken about this, Anthony, but whatever happens, you've got a brilliant manager for the next 3 seasons.
I know. I know.
The process.
Trust the process. Trust the process.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, I'm not Arteta in.
I know you're not, which is why I enjoyed saying it.
to be honest with you, I mean, you look at it. He hasn't really done a bad job this season, and also, you know, the games before the Chelsea game we lost to Palace, we lost to Brighton and Southampton, and we shouldn't. And for a team that wants to finish 4th or maybe 3rd if they can get it this year, these are teams that really you shouldn't be losing against. You shouldn't really be losing against these teams. But I think we've made up for that, obviously, with the wins over, you know, Chelsea, Man United.
Try to say that to a Manchester United fan, though, that they lost to Brighton. It certainly brightened my day up.
Yeah. Well, I work with a Man United fan, and I was giving him a bit of stick. And in all fairness, he told me to pee off, and he didn't speak to me for the rest of the day.
I don't blame him.
So,
I don't blame
him.
But looking at the Champions League second game here, I mean, Man City lost it in the first leg, really, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Anthony. I'll stick with you on this one. Sorry.
Yeah, they did. To be honest with you, I mean, in the first leg, what I thought to myself, with the Man City's defence, they opened up the gaps, and this is where Real Madrid was exploiting through, and obviously how they got their goals. The defence was just letting them in, and also it was also in this game as well. To be honest with you, but this game here, I've got to be honest with you, it is one of the worst games that I've seen Kevin De Bruyne play. I don't think he wasn't that great at all. Be honest with you, and I think you can look at it. But if De Bruyne don't play well, I mean, most of the top players is not playing well in that team. You know, it only takes one good player not to have a good game, and it sort of has a knock-on effect on a few players around your team. Look, and this is what happened in this game. And but I was slightly disappointed because I wanted Man City to go through because I wanted a good old English final. In this one, Liverpool and Man City, because to be honest with you, I don't think you would have had a better final. I mean, all right, Liverpool in the final against Real Madrid, but I think the final would have been much better if it was Man City.
But I mean, Doug, looking at, I mean, apparently he took the goal scorer off. Mahrez came off. And everyone was sort of saying, like, you know, when Leicester lost to Spurs and, you know, we conceded and we were 2-1 up until the 94th and 96th minute. I mean, at 90 minutes, you 1-0 up.
Yeah.
And then the 95th minute, you're 3-1 down. But all right, you could say, you know, Leicester, we're not the best team in the Premier League, blah, blah, blah. This is Manchester City. This is Pep Guardiola. That shouldn't be happening, should it?
No, and it has to be said that Mahrez sub just completely baffled me. I understood the Kevin De Bruyne sub. I thought Kevin De Bruyne was very flat in that game. But the one thing you don't do when you go a goal up is sub your goal scorer. I never understood that decision. But fair play, Rodrigo probably saved his Real Madrid career in a heartbeat there. I don't think he's been particularly good for sort of Real Madrid recently, but you know, 2 fabulous goals. I think Ederson should do better for the first one. I don't know where he is going. Seemed to be in no man's land for that first one, and the second one he doesn't even attempt to get at the header. Should try and get a hand to it, but he didn't do it. And then I don't know why City fans are complaining about the penalties. 100% the penalty. Like Ruben Diaz has brought down Benzema, and it's a definite penalty. And then Benzema, where do we speak about Real Madrid without talking about Karim Benzema? For me, he has to get the Ballon d'Or this year. For me, I know I would have probably said Mo Salah at the beginning of the season. He's kind of gone off the boil a little bit slightly, but Robert Lewandowski was robbed in 2020. So Benzema for me has to get it this time around. But it's quite amazing that Real Madrid are in the final after losing to Sheriff Tiraspol in their first game in the UEFA Champions League.
Do you know what? Right, and this is weird because I'm one of these, and I sub to HITC 7s, which I don't know if either of you guys have seen it at all, but it's the videos about football and the guy, and it's very tongue in cheek. But they were saying that Sheriff, whatever it was, is actually a team that isn't in a country that is recognised by FIFA. They actually play in either Macedonia or Moldova, and they've won it year after year, but they're not actually from that country. I just thought I'd throw that in for what it's worth. But yeah, big up to Real Madrid. You know, against Chelsea and against Man City there, they did really well, and you can't say that they didn't deserve it. I'm going to stick with you, Doug, for this one, because people that know me will know my love of Scottish football. You know, how close it is to me. Sorry, I was doing my best to try and keep a straight face and sound genuine there. Because people that are listening will know from your accent that you're Welsh, Doug, but, you know, we'll stick with you. We'll stick with. I mean, I never saw this coming. I do, let's be honest, I do sometimes just have a little jest, just a little jest at Scottish football's fact, but well done, Rangers.
That's a wonderful result for Rangers. Absolutely amazing result, considering that Celtic are just about to take the league title off them. To be the thing that, you know, to get them into a European final is just absolutely amazing. Look, I think to only lose 1-0 in Leipzig was absolutely crucial, and I do feel that this game they could have, you know, Ibrox has been an absolute fortress for them anyway. I think it's safe to say that it has been a fortress for them in European competitions anyway. You just had the feeling that something special was going to happen that night. I didn't think that they would go through. I thought they would maybe win on the night, but I didn't think they would go through. But that third goal for Lundstrom is absolutely brilliant to see. I thought Glenn Kamara was absolutely outstanding. And this is, remember, Rangers didn't actually have a recognised striker for this for the semi-final. Kemar Roof was injured. Alfredo Morelos was injured. I think Scott Wright was injured as well. Christopher Nkunku, great finish from Leipzig, and you know, a 2-1. You're thinking Leipzig might get themselves back into the game, but fair play to Rangers, and yeah, Lundstrom, who was excellent on the night. But I wish them well. I wish them well in Seville. I think it's going to be a very, very good game for the final.
No, it's been a while, like I say, since we've seen the Scottish team do well. Is it Celtic? Have actually, I don't know how this works, but have they been knocked out of all three of the European Cups this season? I keep hearing.
Yeah, Celtic have been knocked out of the Champions League, Europa League, and UEFA Conference League in the same stage of this season as well. They never got past. I think they never got past the first round. Never got past the first round. I think they got knocked out in the group stage of the Europa League, and then in the Conference League they got knocked out. By Bodo Glimt of all teams as well.
Yeah, I tell you what, Chris Sutton, if you are watching, they're a good side. Their B team is so much better than Leicester's A team, aren't they, Chris? Yeah. Anthony, I mean, West Ham. Again, you could say they lost it in the first leg. It all kind of went a little bit tits up for them in this one, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I mean, going from the scoreline in the first leg 2-1, you would have thought obviously West Ham would have still had that chance. I know they're playing away, but you know, it's more. I always say when you're playing, when you go into the later stages of whatever, whether it's Champions League, Europa League, or Europa Conference League, I've always said sometimes it's best to play your games away first, and then bring whatever that scoreline is, bring it back home. You've always got the advantage at home. But you know, I mean, obviously West Ham, they did have a couple of chances to put the ball in the back of the net in this game, but obviously, unfortunately, they didn't. But this was the only cup. Obviously, David Moyes could have got into the final at least, because I always predicted it would be Rangers and West Ham in the final, because you can't take anything from Rangers of what they did, and it's like the game going back is how they played and beat Borussia Dortmund. I said that in the last stream, and from there you thought, hang on a second, Rangers are, they're going places in this competition. So, they've got to the final. Fair play to them. Do you know what? I think Rangers can win it, mate. I really do. I hope they do. But yeah, it's commiserations to West Ham. I mean, obviously, truthless season for them. But Frankfurt is. I think they drew on the weekend, and I think the team they played against. I can't remember who they played against, but I think Frankfurt was most probably the favourites to win that one. But obviously, they come out with a draw. Yeah. But obviously that's the way football is at the minute. But I just want Rangers to go on and win this one now. That's the one.
I won't go that far, but I'm pleased that they're in the final.
No, I think they would. I think they would. So I think basically that Jerry Van Bronckhorst, I think he's got that team organised. It's like what Doug said. They had a few of their first team play, goal scorers missing as well, especially up front, and they managed to sort that out within the midfield area, coming forward to support an attack. So, I think that's what's going to happen in this final. And
let's be honest with you, Doug. If they do win it, Glasgow, they're in the Champions League next season.
Yeah, along with Celtic,
who are champions, knowing what their record is like in Europe, could not be.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, I think I think what's happened now is because of obviously what's happened with Russian clubs. I think they've obviously been banned from Europe. The Scottish coefficient have actually got two teams that could potentially be in the Champions League. So Celtic are going to win the league. Obviously, they're going to be in the Champions League group stage. If Rangers win the Europa League, they go straight to the Champions League group stage. So the potential of having two Scottish clubs in the group stages of a Champions League, it's going to take a lot out for Scottish football. The money side of things is going to be amazing for Scottish football.
Yes, yeah. And then, as much as I don't want to, I'll stick with you for this one. No, not that I don't want to stick with you, Doug. I don't want to talk the Conference League, but I will stick with you. That did come out wrong. A 0-0. Feyenoord had done it in the first leg again. And well done to Feyenoord, to be totally honest with you. Again, I think most people's money would have been on Marseille.
I think you're absolutely spot on. I think many people would have probably predicted Marseille to win, but very, very well done to Feyenoord. I think they've been a kind of a sleeping giant over the years as well. They used to sort of win the Dutch league consistently. Like I remember when Feyenoord had players like Dirk Kuyt, like Robin van Persie, like very, very good side that they once had. So it's magnificent to see Feyenoord get to the final. I'm just only gutted that it is not your boys, unfortunately.
Well, I've just all I can say is this. So near but so far. And Anthony, I know you got a bet on us. That doesn't make me feel any better. I am torn here. Now, give me some hope here, Anthony, because something to hold on to, because I know I should be looking at this season and going, my God, we got to a European semi-final. We've never done that in our history. Yeah, when we were in the Champions League, it was a quarter-final, and it wasn't the competition that we wanted it to be, but we were in a semi-final. We should be pleased about that, wherever we finish in the, because we're not going to finish, obviously, top 7, and we should take that. But I am just so pissed off. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, Roma did what Mourinho always does. They were 1-0 up, and then they just closed the shop. And we had a lot of players that didn't turn up on the night, whether it was the atmosphere, etc., etc. But you've got players in our team. Schmeichel, he's played in World Cups. Tielemans has played in World Cups. So, Amati has played in AFCON. So there are players there. Vardy played in World Cups. I just think we let ourselves down. And I don't know if you watched it at all, but should we be pleased that we got this far, or should we be kicking ourselves? Because at the end of the day, you've got teams there that are very good teams and have not long ago been in the Champions League themselves.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is that. I mean, to be honest with you, as we know, this competition is new this season. And for Leicester to get into the semi-finals, it is a fantastic achievement. But I mean, obviously, the first leg, you're 2-1 down in the first leg. It's like what I said. It's only that one goal that separated you both. And
no, it was 1-1 in the first leg.
But yeah, it was just. I mean, at this leg, it's like what you said. I mean, you've got good players there at the standard that can most probably get you to the final. And you have. That's most probably why I put a bet on you lot to get into to win it. Obviously my bet didn't come in. So, I mean, I'm not a Leicester fan, but I was a bit pissed off when Leicester came crashing out of it. But
yeah,
to be honest with you, we all know what Mourinho's like. We know his philosophy. We know his style of tactics and that. I mean, I think he knew himself. I think when Roma got that goal and then later on into the second half, I don't feel that he think that his team was going to get another one. But we all know that he parks the bus. I mean, let's be honest, he's did it at Man United, he's done it at Tottenham, and also we know he's done it at Chelsea. He's just good at parking that bus and getting the players to do that, And obviously, Leicester couldn't find any means necessary just to get that goal, or two goals. So, so they were cancelling Leicester out at that stage. I mean, I did feel sorry. I was watching when you was doing the watch along, and I watched highlights of it after the game, and there was points what you brought up in the watch along as well. And I thought to myself, hang on, Chris was right in what he was saying. There was parts you were saying in the stream that I did understand, and unfortunately, Chris, like what you said, nobody turned up. But listen, you've got to a semi-final. I mean. That's the best you could. That's the best that you could have done. Yeah. But if I was a Leicester fan, I know a part of me would be pissed off. But then there's a positive thinking. Well, we've got quite far in this competition, so But you never know. I mean, you could be in there in a couple of seasons' time, depending with if Brendan Rodgers is still going to be your manager or not, because there are Leicester fans now, which I've seen on Twitter and that, and people writing out, like obviously Leicester fans saying that they want him out at the end of this season.
Well, I mean, you know what those fans are like being at Arsenal, but Doug, I mean. It's a competition that I didn't realise is actually only going to be around possibly for 3 or 4 seasons. Because once they sort out what they're going to do with the Champions League, this will disappear. So UEFA have only just put this in as a temporary stopgap, if you like. Whether that changes or not, we will see. But Mourinho in tears, and he's got through to another final. He's a serial winner. Was it? Like you say, he really just outthought Brendan and the team, and we didn't have enough players that turned up on the day.
Yeah, it wasn't a great game to watch. I think it's safe to say as well. But I think you guys should have had a penalty. I think Chris Smalling on Fofana. Yeah. I think that's a 100% a penalty, and I don't understand why the referee never gave it. Why VAR never got involved either. I thought that was a definite penalty. So, if you get that, it's a completely different complexion, because then I think you probably, you can't really say you would probably go on and score the penalty. But I know from obviously Leicester this season that you probably would go and score that penalty. So it's disappointing, but I think Leicester fans should be proud of the way the team has done in this competition. And remember, you started in the Europa League as well to, drop down into the Conference League. You guys have had an amazing run. West Ham have had an amazing run as well. it's a shame that you guys aren't in the final, but Roma Feyenoord, what a final that is going to be. I am planning to do a watch along for that. I'm really looking forward to it. And I've already got my eyes set on the Europa League final. I'm going to probably do a watch along for that one as well.
Well, I might do the Europa League one. I don't think I could watch this. It might hurt too much. But whoever wants to answer this one quickly before we move on to the leagues, Srđan Jovanovic was the manager, and I think he was a Serbian referee. Is there an argument that when you get into the semi-final stages, that you should be having managers from the big leagues, if you like? So this should have been maybe managed by a Spanish or German or a French referee.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah, would you agree?
Yeah, I almost probably agree on that one. Yeah, I almost probably agree on that one as well.
I mean, nothing against them, but it's just the standard of football that he's dealing with week in, week out. And I believe sort of the VAR, I would imagine, is the same as well, because they've got to speak to each other. So, but yeah, it is. I suppose the way I look at it now is we've come out of it saying, well, if we'd had the penalty, who knows? So we'll hold on to that. We'll hold on to that for the time being. We're going to look at the leagues now, and we'll do that straight after this.
Leicester Till I Die TV, your first choice for everything Leicester City. Tune in and join in now.
Not Leicester City tonight. We are looking at around Europe with Doug and Anthony, and please make sure you give them a follow. They do give up the time to come and do this, so please support those guys. The links are in the description on YouTube below. It is the business end of the season, obviously, with all these leagues now. Monaco won on Friday night. Strasbourg won on the Saturday. On the Sunday, I mean, was there any sort of surprises there? Marseille won quite easily. I suppose the biggest surprise, or is it a surprise? PSG losing to Troyes. Oh, sorry, drawing with Troyes.
Not really. I think PSG are what you would probably say on the beach right now. The league's won anyway. The league is completely won. So, yeah, the fact that they let slip a 2-goal lead does not surprise me in the slightest.
Anthony, I mean, the manager there, he's not all that. He's, Pochettino. He sort of, I'm not going to say bottled it, but he didn't quite get there at Spurs. He goes to France in the first season. And, I mean, going to France, being manager of PSG and not winning the league, I mean, that's kind of sort of impossible. I mean, I just think, is his time there not running out slowly?
Well, yeah. To be honest with you, I think it has. Let's be honest, he's going to be leaving at the end of this season, isn't he, Poch? The two names that comes to mind, if there's any, that wants the job with PSG, it'll either be Zinedine Zidane or maybe Conte. It won't surprise me if you actually seen Poch back at Tottenham, maybe, just maybe. But he's actually said in an interview, I think it was, that his 3-star players of Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar, for some particular reason, he can't manage them. It's just these 3 players because where they're so popular, and he's not an elite manager, if you like. He said that they're hard to control, and they don't listen to anything that he says. So.
If you can't be able to manage those 3, then what are you doing at the football club?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, do you not go to maybe the chairman or the owner, whoever it is over there, and go, look, I need your backing on this, to get the best out of them? Or, like you say, should he even be at the club anyway?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say what I just said there. If you can't manage those 3, then you shouldn't be at the football club, as far as I'm concerned. But the thing is, I think PSG owners definitely want the Champions League. I think you can quite clearly see that they're desperate for the Champions League, and unfortunately, no matter how many times it's going to be, like you had obviously Manchester City, bottling it this season. PSG are big time bottlers anyway, and they always have been. I remember when they were 4-0 up against Barcelona, and then they went to the Nou Camp 6-1. So, yeah, it's very, very crazy of what happens with PSG. But I do know that their owners are desperate for the Champions League. Yeah. Whether or not they win the Champions League is another matter.
Of course. I mean, Anthony, is it a sign of the fact that they're in a league where, I mean, at least with the English league, you don't know if it's going to be Manchester City or Liverpool. There's it could be a Chelsea or an Arsenal. Where a lot of these leagues, with the French one, it's a shock that when PSG don't win it. But do you think that's a handicap then when it comes to the Champions League and they're up against better teams than they're playing week in, week out in League One?
Well, yeah, I mean, in their league, obviously the French league is not as fast as we know as the Premier League. They're the best team. They're the team with all the money, PSG. So obviously, it'd be right for them to win the league. But I mean, going far, they didn't really go far in this Champions League as far as I'm concerned, with the players and the talent that they've got there, especially in that attacking area of Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar. You'd be expecting PSG to at least get into a semi-finals of a Champions League at least, or maybe a final. But unfortunately for them, they didn't even. It seems like it was a waste of time them being in the Champions League to a certain extent, wasn't it? So it's. I think, to be honest with you, it's like what Doug said. They need a manager there that basically doesn't stand any messing about. And for me, that's either a Conte or a Zinedine Zidane. I'm the manager. This is how you're going to play, and this is it. You don't like that, you're on the bench.
We know right? Conte's that sort of manager, but question to both of you: could you see Pochettino and Conte swapping places?
Yes.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, we'll take that as a yes then. I wasn't expecting that, but no, fair point, fair dues. I mean, there's the table, as you can see. PSG, like you say, they had this in the bag how long ago, didn't they? But it's not like, I don't feel like it's well done, Poch. It's, well, you did what you were expected to do. Marseille in the Champions League as well. Montpellier are going to, at the moment, if it stays like this, are in the qualifiers, and Europa League is Rennes and Strasbourg are in the. Funny enough, there's no Europa Conference League. So there's no French team that goes directly into the Conference League. You have to go into the qualifiers first. That is interesting. I'm looking obviously at a bigger table than that. I haven't put all the teams up, but it is. I mean, how can you as a player, when you know that your team is going to go out and 9 times out of 10 win the league? I mean, even in Scotland, if it's Celtic, you've got Rangers and vice versa. But you go out and you think, I'm going to win it again. It's like, Messi knew when he was going to when he chose the PSG, he knew that he was going to get medals.
Yeah, and the thing is, the last team outside Rangers and Celtic to win the top flight of Scottish football was Aberdeen when Sir Alex Ferguson was in charge.
Yeah.
So, I don't see the joy of going to PSG, if I'm being honest, because you know that you're going to win the league. Yes, last season was an absolute surprise with obviously Leo winning the league, but look where they are. Yeah. They're 10th. They're 10th in the league. And at one stage in the season, they were 14th.
Yeah, yes. Totally agree. Moving on to our friends over there in Germany and the Bundesliga. I don't know who wants to take this one first, but Hoffenheim by Leverkusen was a goal fest, 6 goals there. Let's just have a look going down. Borussia Dortmund, I've never even heard of Gunther Firth, I've got to be honest with you. Mainz won.
Stuttgart played well against Bayern Munich.
Sorry?
Stuttgart, they played well against Bayern Munich, 2-2.
Yeah, that's a good result.
Yeah, I was going to say, and it's Sunday's games that are, to me, the interesting ones there, because well, apart from the Leipzig, which looked a one way, Eintracht Frankfurt, like we said earlier, just got into the final. Maybe they were suffering a bit of a hangover, and Bayern Munich, that's a surprise, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Stuttgart are fighting for their lives as well, because I think Arminia Bielefeld losing to Bochum at the weekend there, it now means that Bielefeld have to win their last game and hope that Stuttgart lose to get into, I think, to the relegation playoff, and then obviously send Stuttgart down.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think, whatever happens for Bielefeld, they're either going to be down or they're going to be in the relegation playoff as well. I think Stuttgart have to go to Leipzig. I'm pretty sure the next game. So you'd probably expect Leipzig to probably beat Stuttgart, and then it's a case of if Bielefeld win their game. Bayer Leverkusen have qualified for the Champions League, which is amazing to see. They have booked their place. Leipzig haven't yet. Freiburg, that's going to go down to the final game, actually. Freiburg did have the momentum, and then Leipzig did win 4-0 against Augsburg as well. But yeah, Frankfurt 12th is very, very weird.
Anthony, we know you have many English clubs that you follow: Arsenal, Bristol City, Southampton, all your clubs. Who's your club in? I couldn't resist it, mate. Who's your club in Germany? I mean, no, joking aside, Eintracht Frankfurt down in 12th. Well, it is that is one of a sort of very much like they couldn't handle both competitions.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a surprise. I mean, obviously Frankfurt, obviously getting to the, in the final, and then you look at the league table, and it's totally different. I mean, they're there in 12th position. I mean, they're not gonna. The only way they can do it is obviously to actually go on and win it, because they won't be in Europe for next season, then would they? So,
no.
But yeah, it's quite surprising. I mean, not many teams do that. I mean, the only one English team that done that was obviously was English team was Doug's team. What he supports was Liverpool. They went on to win the Champions League, but they finished 5th. But they actually right back to the very beginning Premier League round. Like, you know what I mean?
2004, 2005, I remember it well.
Yeah. But I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, obviously they had a nice run there, but people was wondering what was going to happen. But I mean, first shade, like people and things like that saying, "Well, look, you've got." Go on, Carol. Go on, I've
just checked the actual fixtures. Actually, Arminia Bielefeld have Leipzig, and VfB Stuttgart have FC Köln as well. Now, I have just checked the table. Arminia Bielefeld have a minus 26 goal difference. Stuttgart have a minus 19. So there needs to be a 5-goal swing for Bielefeld to beat Leipzig, for Cologne to beat Stuttgart, for Bielefeld to be in that relegation playoff. So I think that the table will stay as it is. I don't see Bielefeld beating Leipzig. So I think Bielefeld and Grutta Fürth, who have been down for about ages,
they are the Norwich City of the Bundesliga, aren't they?
Yeah, and actually, fun fact for you: the last time they were actually in the Bundesliga, they only accumulated 4 points.
Really? Wow. That's worse than Derby County, and that's saying something. But I've got to say, Eintracht Frankfurt, the fact that if, let's say, they don't win it, and Rangers win it, the fact that next season, and I'm going to quote Arsenal fans here, Anthony, is that we don't want Europe because that means next season we can do a good challenge for the top 4. And lo and behold, you're doing a good challenge for the top 4. And I'm going to be using that as the excuse for Leicester all during the close season, that we haven't got Europe to worry about, so we're going to get top 4. So, but can you see Eintracht? Are they good enough, or are they sort of still living on past glories, guys?
It's probably past glories. Most probably, that's what I'm thinking.
I would agree. I would agree. They have been very, very unpredictable. It has to be said. Their home form has been ridiculously bad this season. They've had better results away from home than they have actually at home this season. So it's very, very strange. But we got a fabulous final ahead against Frankfurt and Rangers. Funnily enough, I don't know if anyone has seen this, but apparently Rangers can't play blue in the final because apparently Eintracht Frankfurt's black clashes with their blue.
It does, yeah.
Well, why can't Eintracht Frankfurt not play in black? Or, why are they being allowed to play in black and Rangers aren't allowed to play in blue? Unless it went to a toss of the coin or something. But
that's true. Yeah.
But then again, look at the last year's FA Cup final. We weren't allowed to play in blue and we won it. What can I say? I just thought I'd throw that one in for you.
Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah, you're welcome, mate. You're welcome. I like to do it for you. We've got 2 more to look at. And again, we will be doing it straight after this. Now, I'd say keep a lookout for Doug's channel because he did say he's doing watch-alongs for, is it Europa League final and the Champions League final?
Europa League and Europa Conference League.
Conference. I was going to say you might be a little bit busy for the Champions League final, mightn't you?
Just a little bit, yeah. To say that my stag do is on the Friday before the Champions League final would be an understatement. So that's going to be quite a messy weekend. I can tell for sure.
I think that's the word, isn't it? Messy, yeah. But
what are you doing for the FA Cup final, Doug? It's this Saturday, isn't it? The FA Cup final.
No, I won't be at the FA Cup final. I don't know if I'm going to do a watch along for that. Because that night is actually Eurovision Song Contest, and me and the lovely wife to be are actually going to a Eurovision party. I've never been to a Eurovision party, so that should be very interesting.
Will we get more points than Norwich managed? That's the question.
You take Chris with you, he might get a nil point.
No, I will. I love the Eurovision. I'm ignoring that, as you can see. I used to love the Eurovision when it was fair. But all I was going to say was, guys, it is, believe it or not, I didn't realise this, but it's the Women's World Cup this summer, which is being hosted in England. So keep a lookout for my channel because along with Louise, we'll be doing watch-alongs for all the England games and possibly a couple of others as well. So that's the Women's FA Cup Women's World Cup, sorry. Keep a lookout. I say we'll be doing a lot of watch-alongs and shows around that. So, can you imagine Rangers playing in Celtic's home kit for their final? Apparently it's the Women's Euros. Sorry, I was told it was the Women's World Cup. It's the Women's Euros, apparently. I only found out tonight, about half an hour ago, so I just thought I'd give it a plug. So, going on to Serie A. And some of the results on this one here. So let's have a look. Inter Milan beating Empoli quite easily. Juventus losing to Genoa on the Friday night. Lazio and Napoli doing the business on Saturday. AC Milan doing the business on Sunday against Verona. I suppose the big one there you could say would be Juventus losing.
Yeah, that's a shocker, that one.
I'm not surprised. Juventus have been so poor under Allegri. Unbelievably bad under Allegri this season. They actually were one of the teams that lost to Villarreal by 3-0 at home as well. That just says something when Juventus are like that. But big thing for me is obviously AC Milan are 2 wins away from the title. Fiorentina are beating Roma 2-0 at the moment as well. I don't know if that does any significance to any European positions for Roma, but
Roma at the moment, before tonight's game, were in the Conference League qualifiers again. in 6th place. Who are they playing?
Fiorentina. Fiorentina.
They're 7th. They're literally, so they will overtake, if they're losing, Fiorentina will overtake Roma into that European place. So maybe Jose's going to have to book his ideas up and win the conference final if he wants to be in the Europa League next season. Of course, Jose could always ask his brother Hoseby. Thank you. Here all week. Exactly. I haven't got my sound effects, otherwise I'd have done one. Anyway.
To be honest with you, it was a bit of a shocker, that Juventus one. I mean, you look at Juventus and what they've done. You know, that they obviously that game they've lost. But I mean, to be honest with you, Juventus has been absolutely. I mean, they have been playing well, because since this striker that they signed for Fiorentina, I forget his name. I mean, Arsenal were interested in him as well. Yeah, and basically, we put a bid in for him in January and just literally left it. But with Juventus, they put a bid in for him, and they were contacting him, and you know they were constantly on the phone to his agent and God knows what. Arsenal just left it. They thought, yeah, we just put a bid in for it and just see what happens. But
Mike says Fiorentina have +7, Roma have +15, but at the moment they're both on the same number of points. So if Fiorentina win tonight, Fiorentina will go above Roma. They have one, have they?
They have one. Yeah, 2-0.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought there was still playing. Oh, in that case, then Roma. Sorry, Roma are above on goal difference. But is that the last? There's still some games 2 games to go.
2 games. 2 games left.
Yeah. And Genoa, you say they beat Juventus. Genoa are in 19th place.
Yeah, they're down towards the bottom. I was going to say they're 19th or 20th. I mean, I haven't seen the table for a while, but I mean, you look at the top two, the 2 Milan ones. I mean, to be honest with you, going back a few weeks ago as well. I mean, they were playing. They were playing a bit poor going back. A couple of months ago, and they were losing to like teams that was like mid-table and lower down. But it just seems like, you know, back then, they're the only 2 that's going to win the league. It just felt like nobody really wanted to win that league. You know, that was what it felt like to me and others. But I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, they're really going strong for it. I mean, Milan, we know they was hit by that wage bill as well, weren't they? Yeah. You know, with players and all that coming in, they've gone in for the cheaper option. You know, they've been taking players out of teams that, you know, are good players, but obviously haven't been featuring in their last sort of teams that they played for. Gone to Milan, and it's done them the world of good. Look, I mean, to be honest, you know, look where they are now. I mean, sometimes it's exactly the same thing as with Inter Milan as well. They've done that as well, but. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, the way how it looks there, I mean, it just takes... I don't know who they've got left out of the Milan teams, like, you know, their last two games. But...
I can tell you, in fact, AC Milan have got Atalanta on Sunday. Inter Milan are at Cagliari. And then the final games, Sassuolo have got AC Milan and Inter at home to Sampdoria. Now, I've just checked the table as well. This is how tight it is for the relegation battle. So, 20th, Venezia, 25. 19th, Genoa, 28. Cagliari, 29. That's the bottom 3. Then Salernitana, 30 on 17th. And then Spezia and Sampdoria are both on 33 points. So, it is very, very tight. Nothing's decided yet.
No. Yeah. It surprised me with Sampdoria, because going back, like, you know, like in the mid-90s, early 2000s, Sampdoria, there was always a team that had finished in Europe, you know, the top 6.
Yeah, they were.
You know, they were a very good team. But, you know, how times have changed. And, you know,
wasn't there some British players that went to play for them? Maybe I'm getting mixed up, but they were, like you say, a regular European qualifier, weren't they?
I'm pretty sure they were.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. And to be honest with you, they're one of their best players. Who they had there was actually the ex-Man City manager, which was Roberto Mancini. You know, he was. He was absolutely fantastic there. You know, but bloody hell,
it was David Platt was there.
Sandor, David Platt was there.
Francis. And Danny Dichio apparently. That was a strange one.
Is that the one that played for QPR?
Yeah, that was the one that played for QPR. Yeah. So there we go. Right, so that we are moving up to Spain and La Liga. So let us have a look at some of the and for me, whether you guys would count it as a surprise or not, the Madrid derby going Atletico's way rather than Real. Barcelona winning 2-1. It's been Madrid's for a while though, hasn't it, guys?
Yeah, it's been they've been hit with this this wage thing as well, haven't they? Obviously they've had to let players go and that. I mean, Everton fans hating Carlo Ancelotti leaving Everton and going back to obviously Real Madrid, which obviously for him was the right call for him to do that. Is theirs to lose, obviously that they'd go on for that. And Benzema, I gotta be honest with you, what a fantastic player. I mean, for his age, him, Lewandowski, for their age now, coming into mid-30s, I gotta be honest with you, I feel that they're playing better now than actually when they was actually in their early 30s, like 29, 30. They've been absolutely fantastic. Goals left, right, and centre. You can't beat that. But I mean, to be honest with you, it's like what you said. You look at the table now, and you look at that; they're running away with it, aren't they? So
I think as Mike said there,
Can you put Mike's comment back up, because I've actually got the Madrid team that actually played against Atletico. Andre Lunin, the goalkeeper. Then it was Nacho, Vallejo, Militao, Vasquez, Camavinga, Casemiro, Cruz, and then Rodrigo Jovic and Marco Asensio. So they've obviously got one eye on the Champions League final.
Yes. Yeah. Not necessarily one name amongst that lot that I recognise, to be honest with you. It probably kind of says it all, really, doesn't it? But Atletico, I mean, they're in a battle for third. I mean, they're just behind Sevilla by the point. That's got to say they get 4 Champions League places. So I think that they're pretty much it's going to be between them two. And then Real Betis in the Europa League and Sociedad.
Yeah, don't rule out Betis yet. Don't rule out Betis yet. They can still get Champions League potentially.
Well, there's 3 games to go, is it? 38, yeah, 3 games.
Actually, there's games tomorrow. Valencia have got Real Betis. Barcelona have got Celta Vigo. Sevilla got Mallorca, and Elche have got Atletico Madrid.
Yeah. Now, I mean, if results go their way, and you would need Atletico to probably lose a couple and Sevilla to lose a couple. But yeah, it'd be nice to see Betis up there, wouldn't it?
Oh, 100%. I haven't seen Real Betis in the Champions League for a long time, for sure. And I do like Betis's kit this season as well. It's a very, very nice green kit that they have. And I saw Hector Bellerin wear what was actually a very retro top as well, and that looked very, very nice as well. So yeah, it'd be lovely to see. Betis in the Champions League, but it is definitely between them and Atletico Madrid. Sevilla, I think.
Sorry, just on that point, Doug. Is it a green striped one?
Yeah,
Betis.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
yeah. Are you showing a bit of a love for Celtic there?
No, definitely not. But no, I'm just saying Sevilla. Yet again, another draw. 14 draws this season.
Wow.
Well, yeah. I mean, you go back a month ago and they were second.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go back about 2 months ago, They were only something like three or 4 points behind Real Madrid. And they were top at one time, around about Christmas, New Year time. They were actually top of the league. So,
mental.
Yeah. That is probably well, I suppose whether they would have won it or not, but does it matter second or third in the Champions League? So, as long as they keep, the form up either way, aren't they? On that one. Just looking down here, it's the usual suspects at the bottom, to be honest with you. Granada, Mallorca, Levante, and Alaves. But that's it. So that's Spain. Was it? I don't know if you guys know. Is it Seleucia or something in Italy?
Sassuolo.
That's it, Sassuolo. You say so sounds so good with a Scottish accent, doesn't it?
Sassuolo.
Yeah. I'm gonna clip that and use that as my message alert. I heard the rumours because they play in green, don't they? But are they? I don't know that this is true, but I've heard that they're being told they can't play in green because of the clash with the grass or something.
I believe so. Yeah. I believe I've heard that as well.
Yeah, I heard that, but I didn't know whether I wanted to believe it or not. But
I would Google it if I could spell Suisse or whatever it is.
Sassuolo.
I just wanted to hear you say it again. Yeah. Hey guys, thank you so much. That is another one out the way. We've obviously we've got probably two more possibly this season, but then next season we'll be doing this every week. And I know Doug, you're interested in it, and Anthony, you've said you would as well. So our regular contributors here, thank you very much, both of you, for tonight. Anthony, just remind people where they can find you. Oops. Daisy, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do that.
He got me off then. You can find me. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at my name at Anthony Herbert, with point down there somewhere. Yeah, and also you can find me on SVT TV, Football United TV, Dugout Daily, and also Leicester Till I Die, this channel.
Nice one. I do apologise, and the fact that you're an Arsenal fan had nothing to do with me cutting.
Do you know what? I knew you'd see that, Doug, because I'm an Arsenal fan. He gives me so much stick. He's unreal. I tell you, it's terrible.
I haven't done the Daily Arsenal yet, though. I might have to do that one before the end of the show. Doug, thank you so much as well. You've got the marriage coming up. Good luck with that. It's still time not to do it. If you want to just take my word, don't do it. But where can people find you?
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure, Chris. Thank you very much for having me yet again. And please go and subscribe to Chris. Great channel and great bloke as well. Anthony's a great bloke as well. So go and follow him as well. Yeah, you can find me on YouTube at the Dugout Football channel. If you want more pronunciations like Sassuolo, then obviously come and check me out at the Dugout Football channell. Instagram is Douglas.Horn. Twitter handle is Enrod_1992, and Facebook is Douglas James Horn.
that you do know that is going to get clipped, don't you?
I know it.
You know it is. Have you ever thought about doing one of those language tapes?
No, I haven't.
No, probably as well, actually. But guys, we'll also see you on the final Sunday when we'll be looking at the whole Premier League in the bit. Hopefully, there's still things to play for. It looks like there will be. Doug, there you'll be looking after watching the top two for us and seeing how that goes during the day. Anthony's going to be looking after the Battle for Europe for us, so sort of third down to seventh, and Dan from Burnley, Turf Moorhouse TV, will be looking after the relegation zone for us. So, who needs Jeff?
See if he didn't get relegated, though. That'd be a bit gutting, wouldn't it?
What's that, sorry?
I said that'd be a bit gutted. Him doing the relegation zone, and it turns out it might be Burnley going down.
Well, he is a bit worried about that. I have my bleeper ready for any swear words. Guys, I really appreciate this. Thank you so much for doing this. It's been a pleasure. Even though it's an Arsenal fan, it's still been a pleasure.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. Good luck. That'll get clipped as well. Good luck in the London derby.
Cheers.
Can you say Sasulu and blow a kiss at the same time, though, Doug? That is the question.
Sasulu.
Oh, you had to do it. You had to do it. Guys, thanks very much. See you. Take care. Thank you. Cheers. Thanks to Doug. that took a bit of a T-junction off there, didn't it? Really, we were wasn't quite sure where that was going. Yeah, well, Mike, he did it once more for you. Legend. They both are. Thanks very much to both of them. I am going to be back tomorrow. And we've got the Norwich preview. It won't surprise you to know that we haven't got a Norwich fan. We haven't had a Norwich fan on all season, either for any of the quizzes or any of the previews or match shows. So I think Norwich fans are just hiding behind the sofa. I'll be honest with you, worse than Arsenal fans. They just disappeared. Thanks very much for that, Mike. Great show. Helped by Anthony and Doug, of course. I will see you tomorrow at 7:00 for the Norwich review. Thank you so much. If you have been watching YouTube, Leicester Till I Die TV, links below to Doug and Anthony. And please give the station a subscribe. And if you've been listening on podcast form, then thank you very much for listening. That just goes from strength to strength. See you tomorrow at 7:00, guys. Don't do anything I wouldn't enjoy. Good night.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye and see you next time.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.
That's all, folks. Some people are on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now.